Hello everyone, I cordially welcome you all to another video from the React tutorial series, and in this video we are going to discuss on useState hook in React. So without any delay, let's get started. So what are useState hooks? With the introduction of React 16.8, hooks were introduced in React. The useState hook in React allows the functional components to track local state in the component itself. Unlike React's class components, we can't access the local state using the this keyword. Instead, we use useState directly to maintain the local state. To use the useState hook, first we have to import it from React. Thereafter, we declare our local state variable using the useState hook. Behind the scenes, the useState hook creates a state variable which are preserved in React as long as the component exists. When using the mentioned hook, we pass an argument. The argument which the useState hook accepts is used as the initial state of the hook. The useState hook accepts strings, numbers, booleans, arrays, objects, and any combination of these types as arguments and sets it as its initial state. The useState hook returns two things. The first one is the state variable itself, and the second is the function that updates the state. So basically in React we have one hook known as useState hook. This useState hook helps functional components to handle local state variable. Now useState hook accepts one argument, and this argument value is basically set as the initial value of the state variable it returns. And apart from the state variable, useState hook also returns a method to update that state variable. Okay, so now enough of theory, let's go to VS Code and understand by an example. So welcome to VS Code. Here we have implemented a simple counter using functional components and useState hook. So let's understand how does this useState hook works. Firstly, to use this useState hook, we will import the hook from React. Thereafter, we have created a component known as counter. This counter component accepts nothing. Basically, this counter component has no props. Thereafter, we use the useState hook to define our state variable. So as I have said, the useState hook accepts one argument, and this argument will be set as the default value of the state variable it returns. That means when I have said here useState 0, the value of the state variable count initially will be 0. Not only that, this useState hook also returns a method which is used to update this state variable. Okay. So again I am repeating, this useState hook accepts an argument. This argument 0 will be the initial value of the local state variable it returns. Not only that, useState hook also returns a method to update the local state variable. So whenever we will call this setCount method and pass any value, it will update the value of count with that value. Okay. Thereafter, finally, within our return component, we have rendered our JSX. So here, first of all, we have printed the value of count on the UI. Thereafter, we have two buttons. The first one is the increment button and the second one is the decrement button. So on click of this increment button, that is on this click event, we will call the setCount method and pass count plus 1 as its argument. So if count is 0, count plus 1 will basically mean 1. So when setCount1 will be called, the value of the local state variable count will be updated from 0 to 1. And once this state variable changes, our component will be re-rendered on the browser. And once the component is re-rendered, here we won't see 0 again, we will see 1. Now if we again click on increment, it will become 1 plus 1, 2. So the local state variable count will become 2 from 1, and as soon as this value will change, the DOM will be repainted and hence we will see current count as 2. Okay. Finally, we export our counter component. In our parent app.tsx, we have simply imported this component and called it from our parent component, that is our app component. So if everything works perfectly, we should see the same UI on the browser. So let's run our application. We will go to the terminal and click on new terminal. Finally, we will write npm start and hit enter. This will bootstrap our application. So let's wait for some time. So as you can see, our application has started. Now if everything works perfectly, as soon as we click on this increment button, the value here from 0 should become 1. And as soon as we click on decrement button, from 1 it should become 0. So I am clicking on it. See, as soon as I click on this button, what happens? When this button is clicked, that is this increment button is clicked, this setCount method is called, and initially we are passing 0 plus 1, that is 1 as the argument, and in turn this count value is updated, that is from 0 it is now 1, and as soon as this count variable changes, the re-render cycle happens, and when this re-render cycle happens, here we are not seeing current count 0 anymore, we are seeing current count 1, that is we are seeing the updated count. Similarly for decrement also everything will happen exactly same, apart from the fact here rather than passing count plus 1, we are passing count minus 1, that is we are decrementing the value. So how many times I click on it, it will just keep on increasing. Finally, let's click on decrement button and see if our value is getting decreased. So yes, as you can see our value keeps on decreasing, okay. That means our useState hook is working perfectly fine. Let's go back to our slide. I hope you found this video informative. In case you like it, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We are going to bring more videos in the future. For any queries, doubts, suggestions or feedbacks, feel free to post them in the comment section. We are going to reply. So thank you for now. See you in the next video. Bye.